This is just some yellow birch. So I'll forage what's around camp. Hey everybody, it's the Walker. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're doing a review of the Bushcraft USA Bushcraft knife. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what we have here. The sheath dangler, one of my favorite sheath designs. You can either dangle it or put it on a belt. So it's kind of one of my favorite sheath types. Fire steel loop, which is big thumbs up. Definitely like that. Just your typical high quality leather sheath. Retention. Seems good enough. So not complaining about that. I mean, it's not Kydex, it's still leather, but good enough. I'll put up the weights of the knife and also of the sheath, and then both together. And also put up the various dimensions, such as the blade and the grip part of the handle. This knife has an exposed tang. This is a feature which I usually don't use, but it's also the reason why I bought the knife. I don't have a knife with an exposed tang like that. So I figured maybe over time I'd experiment with it. I've used this knife on a lot of different outings. In fact, I use it for pretty much the whole winter. It did good, so I had no real complaints. The grip feels comfortable. It's kind of a simple grip. There's nothing here to stop your finger from hitting the blade, but I find that it's kind of like a Mora. It really doesn't happen, despite the fact that some people think it might. It doesn't really, at least in my use, it's not happened. This one is in natural, I think it's called micardia or something like that. It comes in 3 different colors, like green, black, and natural. The steel is 01, which is a steel, I like it. The downside though to 01 is the blade can easily get tarnished. I actually used Fritz to touch it up for this review. So you have to keep in mind. Now, for my own use, if I wasn't actually doing a review right now, I wouldn't have bothered with the Fritz. I would just let the knife patina over time. And I think that's a better way. I think it offers some protection to the blade for more damaging red rust. But that's just my point of view. Has the Bushcraft USA insignia right there. I believe the knife is made by LT Wright. LT, big thumbs up, makes some really nice knives. 1/8 inch, spine is flattened for use for the fire steel. We're going to be putting that to the test. The grind is a 0 degree Scandi, which is one of my preferred grinds. Over time, when I hand sharpen it, it'll get a slight bit of convexness to the blade. That's if convexness is an actual word, which will add rigidity or strength, I think, to the fine edge of the 0 degrees. Again, that's just my point of view, but that's what I find. But I've had no problem with this edge rolling, chipping, or anything like that. The heat treat appears to be spot on, so I'm happy. I'm definitely pleased there. Well, we can't see, but shaving sharp, and it still is. Easy to sharpen. I sharpened it using sandpaper and just a flat surface, then a strop. So that's one thing I like about the 0 degree Scandi. It's kind of easy to hand sharpen. That's his main pro. We have a job for this knife though. This is a field use review. So we're not just going to be showing it on the dirty Tyvek. There are many ways to test out a bushcraft knife. I believe the designer, Terry, lives in an AO that has a lot of hardwood. I don't think he has things like yellow and white birch bark, and I don't think they have pine tar. I could be wrong, but things like that which help you push through difficult fire conditions with naturally occurring hydrocarbons. So they will use a methodology called the split wood fire when the woods are very wet. It's been raining in these woods for about a month straight. Everything is soaked to the core. I could still find sticks off the ground, and in these conditions, even though everything is really, really wet, I probably don't need to use this methodology. There are some times when I do. So I'm just doing this right now as some skills practice and to put the knife through its paces. We'll be using this knife to baton this entire sapling up. Rather than a one stick fire, we're going to do a one tree fire. I'm going to use the ferro rod methodology to start the fire. So we'll be testing out the flat spine. Once we get the fire going, I guess we'll use the knife to cut the sacred bacon. Also make some hemlock tea. That's hemlock the conifer tree, not hemlock the toxic kill you dead weed. So start sawing up this tree, then we'll go from there, I guess. Definitely feels bone dry inside. Bark, on the other hand, it's pretty wet. It's all wet right in here, but that should be enough cut into small pieces. The rest I think I can just cut in bigger sections and lay across the fire. The next part of the methodology is the batoning. Fairly simple. This isn't the most stablest thing on the planet, but it'll do. This is very, very hard wood. Natural split in the wood, so we'll take advantage of that. Not that bad in my hand. This ain't pine, that's for sure. So let's see, the knife still has a sharpness. Interestingly enough, that's just from walking through the woods. So hopefully the knife will work out better. Wow, look at that. Shaving shaving just fine. Plan, use a ferro rod. To ignite this pile of yellow birch bark using the Bushcraft USA knife as a striker. One shot. I like that. I really like that. Split wood just burns pretty darn good. Even in this wet environment. It's work though. It's the reason why I don't often do this unless I'm hot tenting or it's really, 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 really wet. Then I will, but it's a rare occurrence for me. But you can definitely take down a tree with a little small buck saw and a small bushcraft knife. Get some birch bark and have yourself a nice fire. It wouldn't have mattered how wet it was. That wood it's not bad. Good job, Bushcraft USA Knife. An excellent play. I mean, look at that. That is just like, just wild. Excellent job on the squared spine. Good thinking with that, Terry. There it is. I have to be careful. I don't want to tarnish the bacon by allowing it to fall on this muddy ground. A perfect cut. That alone is worth the price of admission. That sizzle, that bacon. You start maybe working on the tea. Nice rolling boil. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We'll let this steep for 5 or so minutes. It's good. I don't have a lot of complaints there. Let's try the conifer needle tea. It's good. It's a little hot. I gotta let it cool down a bit, but I know enough that it's a good batch. I'm also pleased with the Bushcraft USA knife. I did not get this knife for free. It was not sent to my channel. I paid full price for it. Well, no, not full price. I got a discount for being a subscriber. So if you go over to Bushcraft USA, consider subscribing, becoming a supporter. That's what they call it. You get extra benefits along with helping a wonderful community. Okay, if you like what you've seen, give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.